Hey friends of Prairie Soap House and Apothecary, this is Erin Oberlander coming to you today. I am a certified holistic aromatherapist, herbalist, and holistic health expert, and my goal is to help you live a more holistic lifestyle with ease. Today's video is going to be very short, and it's about something that is to the core of who I am, what my lifestyle is, and what I teach, and that is connection with nature. So we always think of connection with nature as, something that we maybe are not intentionally incorporating in our lives. In other words, it sort of happens by accident. Maybe you're in touch with nature when you're going to and from the office, maybe when you're running errands, maybe you are not doing anything other than yard work that's really something that's in touch with nature. Why is that important? Well, what's happened is that over the last couple of 100 years, we've gotten really out of touch with the things that actually truly sustain us. Where our food comes from, where does our water come from, how are those resources managed, what are animals like and what do they do, all of these things. But for thousands of years before that, this was part of everyday human existence. In other words, we are adapted to be spending a lot of time in nature. Our nervous system is adapted for a lot of time in nature. And what happens to the nervous system when we get really disconnected from nature and we are in these artificial environments with artificial heating and cooling, artificial lighting, all of the technology that we have, is that our equilibrium in our nervous system is not able to maintain itself. So we find ourselves super stressed all the time because our body isn't getting out of nature where it naturally, interestingly, decompresses on its own without us even having to think about it. What's really intriguing to me is that there's been some recent studies that have come out and a lot of things that have been published lately, such as the book Nature Fix that you can find on Amazon or on Audible that I'm reading right now, where the author talks about all these different cultures of the world and how they approach nature, most or if not all of them being closer, having a closer relationship with nature than we do here in the United States. But she also talks about how there is now a lot of scientists who are coming to understand that our disconnection from nature is actually causing a lot of disequilibrium in our body. And this is mind, emotion, physicality, even spiritually. When we are connected with nature, what they're finding is that after even 15 minutes, our blood pressure goes down, our heart rate shifts to a lower mode. Now, when we get into the 30-minute range, we are finding that the sympathetic or parasympathetic nervous system, that is the rest and digest part of our nervous system, actually really dials down the body. It is, in other words, a type of stress relief that you can easily and freely access for just 30 minutes to actually get yourself into rest and digest, which is a state that is very difficult for most of us to get into in any other way. And the thing is that a lot of the things that we do to so-called relax, such as watch TV or scroll the internet, they do not activate that side of the nervous system that is the rest and digest. In fact, more often than not, they're causing excess cortisol, excess stress hormone to happen, where we might think because we're sitting down that we're resting, but our body is never actually getting into a rested state. A lot of people go to meditation and mindfulness, and I'm all for that. I love those things. I love incorporating those things. But I think another very easy way that we can access this rest and digest mode is just simply by getting outside more. They're also finding that when you exercise outside, it's not just additive. You're not just getting the benefit of exercise and the benefit of being outside in terms of how it affects your physicality, but it is exponential. So the two together, if you can get your workouts in outside, especially this time of year where it's so gorgeous, it's going to benefit you immensely. Why? Because it is what our bodies, our minds, our spirits, our emotions are adapted to doing. We're adapted to hearing the bird song and the animals. We're adapted to smelling the smells outside. We are meant to be part of nature. We are part of nature. Just somewhere along the way, we stopped thinking of ourselves that way. And we really disconnected ourselves. So I want to encourage you to make this a practice for yourself. And it's so easy. It's so free. When I worked in a corporate job, what I would do is for my 15-minute morning and afternoon breaks, I would take a 15-minute walk outside as much as possible. Even if it was not the most beautiful place to go walking, I was still getting some fresh air. I was still getting some sunshine. Even better than that, if you can take your lunch break, grab your lunch and go sit in a park or sit by a stream. They say especially if you're in like a woods by water, this is what our bodies really love. And I think we all kind of know that because that's where we like to vacation. We like to go to the lake. We like to go to the woods. We like to go to the ocean. There's a reason for that. Our bodies love it. Our bodies can calm down. They can rest and digest. They can get into that rejuvenative mode. They find that our vitality increases exponentially, our creativity increases, and our overall health quotient and how we're showing up in our life is going to improve. So I want to really encourage you to think about how in your particular schedule you can work in more times where you're in touch with nature. Grab a coworker, go for a walk outside. If you need to have a meeting, see if you can do it outside, and so on and so forth. I would love to hear ideas below about how you're going to incorporate more time in nature into your average everyday life. Our goal is to shoot for about a half hour a day for the maximum benefit, if not more. And I would love to hear how you want to approach that, how you've noticed value from nature in your own life. And if this if this video has helped you, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate you doing that. That support means so much and helps so much for me to continue to get this message out there for you all. So have a great day, and we will see you next time.